He bought a rusty old car for $200. A car that barely started. A car everyone else had already rejected. He wanted it only for spare parts. Nothing more. But when he removed the interior door panel, he froze. Behind the thin layer of metal was a velvet pouch. Inside it, a sparkling collection of diamonds, perfectly cut, perfectly preserved, hidden for over 30 years. And that was only the beginning, because those diamonds didn't just belong to a collector. They belonged to a man who vanished mysteriously and whose stolen gems were never found until now. His name was Daniel Harlow, 31 years old, worked as a night shift mechanic in a small, quiet town where nothing extraordinary ever happened. His life was simple: fix cars, make just enough money to pay rent, eat cheap dinners, sleep during the day, repeat. Daniel wasn't unhappy, but he wasn't living either. He always felt like life was happening somewhere else, to someone else. What kept him going was his love for junk cars. He bought old vehicles, repaired what he could, and sold the usable parts online. Sometimes he earned $50, sometimes nothing, but it made him feel productive. One rainy afternoon, he saw an online listing: 1987 sedan, doesn't run, $200 OBO, need it gone today. Most people wouldn't even click it. Daniel did. He messaged the seller. Still available? Yeah. First come, first served. Daniel grabbed his tools and headed out. He didn't know he was driving toward the biggest discovery of his entire life. The house was at the end of a long dirt road. Old, cracked siding, a sagging porch, a mailbox hanging crooked. The car sat in the yard, covered in leaves and streaks of rust. The seller, a tired-looking man in his 60s, stepped outside. "You Daniel?" he asked. "Yeah, that's the car. Haven't touched it in years. Just want it gone." Daniel inspected the sedan. The engine was dead, the tires flat, the paint faded to a dull gray. But he noticed something strange. The driver's side door had a faint bulge under the metal panel, like someone had worked on it before. He made a mental note, but said nothing. "I'll take it," Daniel said. The seller nodded quickly, relieved. Cash was exchanged, paperwork signed. Daniel called a tow truck. As the car was loaded, the seller said something odd. "If you find anything inside, it ain't mine." He turned and walked back into the house. Before Daniel could ask anything else, a chill ran down Daniel's spine. Back at his workshop, Daniel started stripping the interior. He removed the seats, the dashboard pieces, the floor mats, nothing unusual. Then he moved to the doors. When he placed his hand on the driver's side panel, he felt it again, the bulge, like something was hidden inside. He unscrewed the panel, but the screws were not factory originals. They were mismatched, as if someone had opened the door before and put it back together in a hurry. His heart picked up speed. He slowly pried the panel loose. A small shower of dust fell out. Then he saw it, a dark red velvet pouch, tucked deep inside the door frame, completely out of place, completely sealed. Daniel's hands trembled as he pulled it free. Felt heavy, very heavy. He loosened the drawstring and looked inside. His breath caught in his throat. Diamonds, dozens of them, brilliant cuts, each sparkling under the workshop lights. He whispered, "No, no way. This can't be real." He emptied the pouch onto the table. 35 gemstones, flawless, cold, bright, worth thousands, tens of thousands, maybe more. But there was something else in the pouch, a folded slip of paper. Daniel opened it carefully. On it was written, "If you found these, I didn't make it in time." No name, no date, just that message. Daniel felt chills run up his arms. What did it mean? Who wrote it? Why were the diamonds hidden? And where was the person who hid them? Daniel spent hours researching online. He searched, "Hidden diamonds in car door, missing diamond collection USA," Stolen Gems Unsolved Case. Velvet Pouch Diamonds Mystery. Most results were irrelevant. But then he found something chilling. A news story from 1993. Local jeweler goes missing. Diamond collection stolen. The article described a man named Victor Langford, a respected jeweler, who disappeared without a trace. His entire diamond inventory, estimated at $400,000, vanished the same night. Police never found the gems, never found the suspect, never found Victor. Daniel's heart raced. He clicked another article. Unsolved. The Langford diamond case. It mentioned that Victor's car was never recovered either. Daniel looked out the window at the old 1987 sedan, now sitting in his yard. "No way," he whispered. "Is this his car?" He checked the VIN number from the registration papers, then checked an online database. His stomach dropped. The car once belonged to Victor Langford. Daniel stepped back from the computer, heart pounding. The diamonds weren't random. The car wasn't random. He had stumbled into a decades-old mystery that no one had solved. And now he had something that others might still be searching for. Daniel didn't sleep that night. He kept staring at the diamonds, spread across his workbench, 35 perfect gems that used to belong to a man who disappeared 30 years ago. Every few minutes, he looked at the note again. "If you found these, I didn't make it in time." Words written in panic, or fear, or both. Daniel couldn't shake the thought. What didn't he make it in time for? At 7:13 a.m., someone knocked on the workshop door. Hard. 3 fast knocks. Daniel jumped. No one ever visited him this early. He peeked through the side window. A man in a dark jacket stood outside, hands in pockets, glancing around the yard. Daniel felt something cold in his stomach. He opened the door just a crack. "Can I help you?" he asked. The man smiled politely. "Morning. I'm looking for an old vehicle. Gray sedan, 87 model. Heard you bought it yesterday." Daniel felt his pulse spike. How do you know that?" The man shrugged. "Small town. Word travels." Daniel hesitated. "Yeah, I bought it. Why?" The man leaned forward slightly. "Mind if I take a look inside?" His tone was too casual, too confident, like he already knew what Daniel had found. Daniel forced himself not to panic. "No, sorry. I'm tearing it apart for parts. Can't have anyone touching it." The man stared at him, just a bit too long. Then he nodded. "Well, if you find anything unusual in that car, anything at all, give me a call." He handed Daniel a business card. No company name, just a phone number. Daniel didn't take it. "I won't find anything," he said quickly. The man smiled again, but his eyes were cold. "We'll see." He turned, walked to a black sedan, and drove off. Daniel locked the door immediately. His hands shook violently. Someone else was looking for the diamonds. Daniel needed answers. He spent hours digging through old news archives, putting together everything he could find about Victor Langford. Here's what he learned. Victor was a respected jeweler. He owned a store downtown. He had significant debt before he disappeared. Police suspected theft. Others suspected foul play. His family insisted he was innocent. His car vanished the same night he did. The diamonds he stored were never recovered. But the final detail chilled Daniel the most. Victor reported to police days before his disappearance that he believed he was being followed. Daniel leaned back in his chair. The man who knocked this morning, was he connected to that? Was he one of the people Victor was afraid of? Daniel didn't know anyone who could appraise diamonds professionally, but he remembered an old friend, Leah Ramos, a gemologist he went to school with, before their lives split in different directions. He called her. "Leah, I found something. I need you to look at it." "What is it?" she asked. "Diamonds." There was a long pause. "Daniel, where did you get diamonds?" "It's a long story," she sighed. "Bring them to me, and be careful. Leah worked in a small jewelry shop in the next town. When Daniel arrived, she locked the doors and pulled the blinds down. He placed the velvet pouch on her counter. She opened it and froze. "Daniel, these are not normal stones." She examined them with her loupe. Her breathing grew uneven. "These cuts, these don't match modern techniques. They're old, hand-finished, exceptional clarity." She placed one under a magnifier. "This one alone is worth $20,000 to $30,000. Daniel's legs went weak. "And the whole set?" he asked quietly. Leah looked at him with wide eyes. "This collection could be worth over $500,000. Daniel grabbed the counter to steady himself. Half a million? Leah nodded. "Maybe more. These diamonds are museum grade." Then she lowered her voice. "Daniel, whoever hid these, didn't want them found." Daniel swallowed hard. "I know. And whoever is looking for them now," she added, "is not someone you want to meet." He nodded again. "I already did." Leah did one more thing. She checked an online database of missing gemstones. Within minutes, she found a match. The serial inscriptions on 2 of the diamonds matched the list of stolen stones from the Langford case. "These diamonds," Leah whispered, "were part of Victor's missing inventory." Daniel felt chills rush through him. "So they belong to his family?" "Technically, yes," she said. "But after 30 years, it's complicated. Legally, ethically, dangerously." Daniel nodded, thinking. Leah squeezed his arm. "Daniel, you need to be extremely careful. These gems have a history, a dangerous one." He exhaled slowly. "I know. What are you going to do with them?" Daniel stared at the diamonds. "I don't know yet, but deep down, he already knew one thing. Keeping them would come with consequences. That night, Daniel tried to sleep, but couldn't. Every sound outside felt like footsteps. Every shadow felt like someone watching. At 2:14 a.m., he heard glass shatter. He jumped out of bed. Someone had broken into his workshop. Daniel peered from his window. 2 silhouettes were inside. Flashlights moved across his tools, his shelves, his workbench. They were searching for the diamonds. Daniel grabbed his phone and called 911. But before the police arrived, the men left quickly, getting into a black SUV, the same kind the stranger drove earlier. Daniel ran into the workshop. The drawer where he had hidden the diamonds was forced open, empty. His heart dropped. No. But then he noticed something. The thieves had ripped open the wrong drawer. The diamonds were still hidden inside a sealed compartment. Under the floor mat, he almost collapsed from relief. The police arrived 20 minutes later. They asked questions. Daniel lied. No, nothing valuable was taken. Just tools. He knew. He couldn't tell them about the diamonds. Not yet. Maybe not ever. The next day, Daniel made a decision. He searched online for surviving relatives of Victor Langford. He found one. Emma Langford, 67 years old, Victor's sister. She lived in a small house, in a quiet neighborhood, just 2 towns away. Daniel drove there, with the velvet pouch, in a backpack beside him. When Emma opened the door, she looked confused. "Can I help you?" Daniel took a deep breath. I think I found something that belonged to your brother." Emma's hand flew to her mouth. You knew Victor?" "No," Daniel said softly. "But I found his car." Emma gasped. "His car? After 30 years?" Daniel nodded and told her the story. The old sedan, the hidden panel, the velvet pouch, the note. When he showed her the diamonds, she began to cry. Victor, he wasn't a thief. People said he stole those diamonds, but he didn't. He was trying to protect them. Daniel listened quietly. Emma continued. He discovered someone in his store was replacing real diamonds with fakes. He found out too late. The thieves threatened him. He hid the gems and planned to turn them in, but he disappeared before he could. Her voice broke. He wrote that note for me. I didn't make it in time. Oh, Victor. Daniel felt a lump in his throat. This wasn't just diamonds. This was justice. Closure. A man's truth restored. Emma wiped her eyes. Why did you come here? You could have kept them. Daniel placed the pouch in her hands. Because they're not mine. But Emma shook her head. No, Victor would never want you to walk away with nothing. He believed in honesty, in kindness, in doing the right thing. She pushed the pouch back toward him. Daniel, sell them, take a portion, but please, donate the rest, in Victor's name. Daniel hesitated. But, no, Emma said firmly. This is how the truth lives on. Tears filled Daniel's eyes. He nodded slowly. Okay. Leah helped him contact private diamond broker, a man who handled high-value gems. Quietly, discreetly, legally, he examined the stones, verified the inscriptions, and made an offer, $680,000. Daniel felt weak. Emma squeezed his hand. Do it. He signed the papers. Money transferred. Just like that, a $200 junk car had turned into nearly $750,000. Daniel divided the money, exactly as Emma wished. $300,000 donated to a fund in Victor's honor, supporting young jewelers. $50,000 given directly to Emma, to support her for the rest of her life. The remaining $330,000 he kept for himself. He bought a small home, upgraded his workshop, and started a business, restoring and reselling vintage cars. Leah became his business partner. Together they built something real, something meaningful. Life felt different now, not because of the money, but because he felt purpose. For the first time ever, this story isn't about a junk car, or diamonds, or luck. It's about this. Sometimes doing the right thing is what unlocks the real treasure. Daniel could have kept everything. No one would have known. But he listened to his conscience. He followed the truth. He honored a man who never got to finish his story. And because of that, his own story finally began. Thank you for staying until the end. If the story touched you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Your support means more than you know. Until next time.